Chosen one. This message is not just a coincidence, it's divine timing. Heaven has intercepted your timeline because God is shifting something in your atmosphere. You've been asking questions in the silence. You've been fighting battles no one sees. And deep down, you've been wondering if all this frustration, this pressure, this spiritual delay is for nothing. But hear this now. God says, I am replacing your frustration with favor. Yes, you heard that right. What felt like resistance was actually redirection. What looked like rejection was God's protection. And what you called frustration, heaven calls the final contraction before birth. This moment is sacred. This hour is not like the others. You are standing in a prophetic window where the spiritual realm is open, and God is announcing the divine exchange over your life. No more confusion, no more waiting without answers, no more pacing the floors of prayer, wondering if you've been overlooked. The delay was not a denial, it was a disguise, and now God is peeling back the layers and revealing your new assignment. Favor. Chosen one, don't miss this moment, because what you do in the next few minutes is more than just watching a video. It's aligning your spirit with heaven's decree. This word is your confirmation. You've been feeling the shift. You've sensed the breaking point, the emotional weight, the restlessness, and maybe even the temptation to give up. But the Spirit of God says, hold on, because I'm flipping it. I'm replacing the weight with the wind of favor. And I need you to move in faith right now. Like this video, not for algorithm, but as an act of agreement. Subscribe, because this isn't the last time heaven will speak to you like this. And comment below right now with these exact words. Favor is replacing my frustration. Say it again. Favor is replacing my frustration. This isn't just a comment, it's a prophetic declaration. When you type those words, you're not just agreeing, you're activating. Spiritually, you're opening a door. That phrase is your yes. It's your surrender. It's the moment you stop wrestling and start receiving. Frustration was only meant to deliver you to favor, but you must acknowledge the shift with your voice, with your agreement, with your spirit. Because chosen one, the stakes are high. This isn't just about you feeling better, it's about you stepping into divine alignment. If you miss the timing, frustration will circle back again. But if you grab this now, favor will begin to flow where confusion once lived. God is not casual about your life. He is intentional. And He has waited until this very moment, this very breath, to speak life over you. Don't let the enemy steal this word. Don't let your past disappointments silence your faith. This is the moment the pressure turns into power. This is where heaven announces that you made it through the testing ground, and now the oil of favor will begin to pour. You were never being punished. You were being prepared. You were never forgotten. You were being positioned. God says, I've seen every moment you wept in private while still worshiping in public, and now I am bringing you into public favor. Chosen one, it's time to walk with your head high and your heart open, because what's coming is not just a breakthrough, it's a crown. You are not at the end, you are at the edge. And as of today, frustration has served its purpose. Now it must step aside and make room for the favor of God. Chosen one, you've been in what felt like a waiting room, but heaven reveals today that it was never just a delay. It was your war room in disguise. God allowed the tension, the pacing, the questions, the agonizing silence, because something holy was being formed in the depths of your spirit. The waiting was never wasted. The frustration you've carried wasn't just emotional, it was spiritual resistance caused by what your spirit was pregnant with. You weren't idle in the waiting, you were interceding. You were groaning in your spirit, even when your words ran out. And those groans, those private cries, were the language of birth. The waiting room was where your oil was pressed. It's where you gained insight you didn't even know you had. It's where your tears watered the soil for a harvest you couldn't see. You didn't know it then, but God had you hidden in His secret place, shielded, not stagnant. Look to Hannah, the barren woman who sat year after year in that waiting space, watching others receive what she longed for. But in that frustration, she didn't give up. She poured out her soul before the Lord, and in that groaning, her destiny broke forth. Samuel, the prophet of nations, was born through her desperation. So understand this: your frustration has not been proof of failure. It's been a signal of transition. The pressure has been labor pain. The restlessness, spiritual contractions. The silence, heaven holding its breath before announcing your new season. And today, God is crowning what He conceived in secret. You are not in the waiting room anymore. You're in the birthing room of favor. You are chosen for such a time as this. What looked like stagnation was actually acceleration in disguise. It just didn't look like what you expected. And now, as you exhale, heaven is breathing new life into everything that felt buried. Get ready, because your war room is now becoming your witness room. The same place where you cried will be the place where people come to see the goodness of God written all over your life. Chosen one, step forward. The wait is over, and what's coming next will make sense of every tear. The delay you experienced was never a denial. You didn't miss it. You didn't mess it up. God didn't change His mind about you. In fact, the delay was designed to protect the weight of favor that's being released. It was a divine disguise, a pause in motion, not in purpose. When Lazarus was sick, Jesus didn't come immediately. It looked like abandonment, but it was actually divine orchestration. Because had He arrived earlier, the world would have seen a healing. But by waiting, He allowed a resurrection. And resurrection is a higher demonstration of God's power than healing. Joseph, sold by his own brothers, falsely accused and imprisoned, probably questioned his purpose many nights. But in the silence of that cell, favor was fermenting. And at the appointed time, he was pulled from prison into Pharaoh's court, not to simply be released, but to be promoted. Because God's favor doesn't just free you, it elevates you. The delay is your setup for a promotion so outrageous, it'll make your past look like a footnote. God is meticulous in His timing. He knows when to release you, how to position you, and who to remove from your life so His favor won't be contaminated. You thought they abandoned you, but really, they were removed to prevent interference. Your circle was trimmed because what's coming requires sanctified space. You were not forgotten. You were preserved. There are things God wanted to do through you that couldn't be done around certain people. So He delayed the release until the environment matched the anointing. You weren't late. You were being aligned. And when heaven says now, no demon, delay, or disappointment can stop what's been decreed. Don't mourn the delay. Thank God for it. Because the favor you're about to walk in will require maturity, clarity, and discernment. And those three things are only forged in the fire of frustration. You couldn't have learned them in comfort. But now, You carry them like spiritual weapons. This is the season where divine delay turns into public display. The same people who saw your frustration will now witness your favor, and they'll ask, "How did this happen?" And all you'll be able to say is, "God." Because that's what favor looks like. Undeniable glory that man can't take credit for. You are not being skipped. You are being scheduled. And heaven just sent out the final confirmation. Your table is being prepared. Favor is not fair. That's the beauty of it. Favor doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't check resumes. It doesn't wait for votes. It's divine selection from the throne room of God. And when favor finds you, it changes the rules on your behalf. Chosen one, it's about to find you. You've watched others get chosen. You've applauded their blessings, even when your heart broke silently. You've sown seeds in seasons when you didn't even have enough for yourself. And now, God says, the harvest is ready. This favor is not random. It's a reward. But it's not a reward for works. It's a reward for obedience, for your steadfastness, for the quiet yes, when it would have been easier to walk away. Psalm 5:12 declares, "Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield." That means favor will protect you, not just promote you. It'll shield your reputation. It'll guard your next steps. It will place you in rooms you didn't even know existed, and it will keep you safe from the traps the enemy set. Look at Esther. She found favor in the eyes of the king and saved an entire nation. That wasn't coincidence. It was kingdom alignment. You too are being brought into royal spaces. And when you walk in, it won't be because of your resume, but because of God's decree. Favor is about to break every rule for your sake. And here's the truth. You've been marked all along. That's why you've been attacked so relentlessly. The warfare wasn't about who you were. It was about who you're becoming. The enemy doesn't fight nobodies. He fights the marked, the mantled, the anointed. You are marked, chosen one. And your life bears the evidence. Just like David, anointed in private, yet hunted in public, mocked by his own brothers, forgotten by his father, but still chosen by God. And when the time was right, God placed a crown on the head of the same boy they underestimated. Why? Because favor was chasing him all along. And favor is chasing you too. It's not behind you, it's about to overtake you. This is why the enemy came so hard against your mind. This is why relationships crumbled. This is why confusion tried to cloud your vision. Because if you ever realized just how chosen you are, how heaven has marked you for breakthrough, hell would lose its grip. But today, the veil is lifting, the frustration is fading, and favor is rising. The battle you fought wasn't random. It was proof of your divine identity. The pressure you've carried, a signpost of your promotion. And the rejection you faced, God's way of rerouting you to better. You are not just walking into favor, you are becoming a vessel of it. And every attack was confirmation, not condemnation. Chosen one, you didn't survive just to survive. You were preserved for impact. What's coming isn't payback, it's purpose, and it's bigger than you think. So don't shrink now. Don't second guess what you're sensing. Heaven is confirming it. The very thing that was meant to break you has birthed you. Chosen one, every crack in your life, every broken piece, every scar, every tear-stained night was not evidence of failure, but the exact places where heaven was preparing to pour glory. What broke you did not bury you. It made you usable. It made you trustworthy. It purified the vessel so the oil of favor could flow through you without contamination. The enemy wanted you to feel disqualified by your pain, but God has declared you qualified by your survival. You see, in the kingdom of God, brokenness is never the end, it's the beginning of transformation. Look at Gideon, hiding in fear, feeling small and insignificant, but God called him a mighty man of valor before he ever lifted a sword. Why? Because heaven doesn't call you by your current condition, it calls you by your eternal identity. Chosen one, you are not what happened to you. You are what heaven decreed about you before the foundations of the world. You were predestined for favor. You were anointed to rise, and everything that was sent to break you is now bowing before your breakthrough. The cracks in your heart were never weaknesses. They were sacred spaces for revelation. That's where your prayer life grew. That's where your discernment sharpened. That's where your intimacy with God deepened. And now, God is about to pour into those very places with favor so undeniable, no one will be able to explain it. You are stepping into overflow not because you earned it, but because you endured it. And now heaven is saying, because you stayed faithful in the pressing, I'm releasing favor that presses beyond limits. You've knocked on doors that didn't open because they weren't big enough for what God is bringing you into. But now the door wasn't just opened, it's been removed. You're not just walking through an entryway, you're walking into an entire new realm. You've walked through seasons of silence where prayers felt like they bounced off the ceiling. But heaven was never ignoring you. It was incubating the miracle. The favor you're about to receive has been custom designed in the secret place. And now, God is rolling it out in full view. Because what He is about to do in your life must be seen. You were never behind. You were hidden on purpose. You were being preserved for a moment such as this. Chosen one, don't fear the closed doors. They were never meant to open. They were checkpoints on a divine detour. What you thought was rejection was actually redirection. And God was orchestrating a route you didn't see, one that leads to abundance, protection, and destiny. Paul thought he was supposed to preach in Asia, but the Spirit redirected him. Why? Because there was a greater harvest waiting in Macedonia. What if your no was God's protection from a counterfeit harvest? What if that closed door was never your destination, but only a signpost that something greater was coming? That's where you are now. You're standing at the brink of a divine reversal. Everything that didn't make sense is about to become a glorious revelation. Every turn you questioned is now proving God's hand was steering all along. And your favor won't just be seen, it will be undeniable. God is sending people to bless you that you didn't even know were watching. He's orchestrating conversations in rooms where your name is being spoken with honor. He's aligning timelines so perfectly that what took others years will take you months. Acceleration is in the atmosphere. This favor isn't just financial, it's holistic. Peace in your mind, restoration in your relationships, clarity in your purpose, open doors in your career, overflow in your soul. God didn't bring you this far to abandon you. He brought you here to announce you, and He's doing it now. You've endured the exposure of idols. You've wrestled in the wilderness. You've laid down what you thought you needed, and now the path is clear. God is filling the empty spaces with glory. The things you let go of in obedience, God is replacing with divine inheritance. You've proven that your heart is after His will, not just His hand. And now, Both are coming. This is the supernatural exchange. God is removing garments of heaviness and dressing you in garments of praise. The morning is lifting, the fog is clearing, and your spiritual vision is sharpening. You are stepping into a mantle of favor so pure, so powerful, so public, that even your enemies will acknowledge the hand of God is upon you. Just like Mordecai, who was once overlooked, insulted, and dishonored, he was suddenly called by name, clothed in royal garments, paraded through the city as a man of honor. That's what favor does. It reverses the narrative in a moment. Chosen one, your reversal is coming in waves. Wave after wave of answered prayer. Wave after wave of divine compensation. Wave after wave of uncommon blessing. Your moment has come. It is certain. It is sealed. It is unstoppable. God has not forgotten a single tear. He has not ignored a single fast. He has recorded every sacrifice, every hidden battle, every silent yes in your wilderness. And now He is answering in the open. Overflow, overflow, overflow. Your favor will speak louder than your frustration ever did. Your blessing will silence every doubt. Your peace will be louder than every storm you've survived. You are meant for this. You are called for this. You were chosen for this moment before you were formed in your mother's womb. God is not trying to bless you. He already has. You're not chasing favor. Favor is chasing you. And now it has caught you. You are about to live the life you only dreamed of in your deepest prayers. The season where others pitied you is over. Now they'll witness the unveiling of God's glory on your life. Let your faith arise. Let your soul open wide, because the oil is flowing. Chosen one, everything you've walked through has not just been about this moment. It's been preparing you for the weight of glory you're now ready to carry. God has taken your brokenness and turned it into a holy container for favor. What the enemy meant for evil, God is now reversing into a weapon of impact. Your obedience in silence, your loyalty in obscurity, your praise in pain. None of it has gone unnoticed. It has all gone into the soil of the Spirit. And now the harvest is not only ready, it's being released. You didn't break, you were built. You didn't lose, you were launched. Every delay, every frustration, every detour was heaven's strategy to build endurance in your soul. And now that your foundation is strong, favor can rest on you and not crush you. That's why God allowed the wilderness. So when you get to the promised land, you won't bow to idols or forget who carried you through the fire. He was forging identity in the desert so you would never mistake your calling for your career, your gift for your God, or your influence for your intimacy. You are not being rewarded for performance. You are being entrusted with favor because of your surrender. And now, God is placing the mantle on your shoulders. You've seen others step into blessings and wondered when it would be your turn. You've been the intercessor for everyone else, while your own soul was battling fatigue. But here's the word of the Lord to you. You were last in line because I was saving the best for last. You are not just receiving a blessing, you are becoming a blessing. People will encounter God just by encountering you, because what you carry now is holy, it's pure, it's been tested by fire, and it glows with the evidence of survival and sanctification. Chosen one, the favor on your life is not surface level, it's structural. God has rebuilt your inner architecture. What He's doing in you is not for a moment, it's for a movement. That's why the weight felt so heavy. That's why the crushing was so relentless. Because what God is giving you must flow from overflow, not desperation. And now you are overflowing. Grace is dripping from your voice. Wisdom is pouring from your presence. Peace is flowing from your eyes. It is certain. You are not who you used to be. You have been changed in the fire. And now, God is sending you back out, not as a survivor, but as a carrier of glory. This favor is not just for you. It is generational. You are the answer to a prayer someone in your bloodline prayed decades ago. You are the manifestation of covenant promises made before you were ever born. God didn't just choose you for comfort. He chose you for legacy. Look at Abraham. One act of faith rippled through generations. Because of his obedience, Isaac inherited, Jacob multiplied, and Israel was born. That is what's happening with you. You have broken cycles of poverty, silence, self-hate, rejection, and fear. You have stared the trauma in the face and said, "It ends with me." And heaven has responded, "Because of you, it begins again in righteousness." The blessing coming upon your life will outlive you. It will overflow into your children, their children, and beyond. Your ceiling will become their floor. Your favor will be their foundation. And what you built in secret, God will expand in public. This is not just about promotion. It's about positioning. You're being positioned in the earth as a witness to the world that God is faithful to those who trust Him through the tears. The honor coming to you is not just recognition. It is divine evidence. Evidence that God does not lie, that His word does not return void, that if He said it, He will do it. If He spoke it, He will make it good. The pain you endured was the price for this platform. And now, the platform is ready. God is bringing you into places you didn't apply for. Conversations you weren't invited to are about to include your name. Opportunities you thought were lost are being resurrected with interest, and the weight of all the years you thought were wasted, God is redeeming them in a single moment. It is certain. It is sealed. It is your time. You were not just chosen to survive this life. You were chosen to reign, not in pride, but in prophetic purpose, to walk in favor, to carry healing, to speak life, to shift atmospheres with your voice and your presence. You are the one. You are the sign. You are the confirmation others are praying for. The anointing on your life is not just for you to feel good. It's to fulfill destiny. And heaven is confirming this word now with acceleration. Get ready for things to shift quickly. Don't be surprised when doors swing open that you didn't even knock on. Don't be afraid when the spotlight finds you. God has already built the character to carry it. You are ready. The frustration is ending. The favor is here. Overflow, overflow, overflow. It is certain. Your moment has come, and everything that once broke your heart will now bless your name. Chosen one, hold your head high. The crown is not coming. It's already on you. And what you're walking into is not just provision. It's prophecy fulfilled. Let your soul receive this. Let your spirit leap. Let your faith rise. Because God has declared, I am replacing your frustration with favor. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what heaven has started. Now let's seal it in the Spirit. Let's declare it with boldness. Favor is replacing my frustration. Favor is replacing my frustration. Favor is replacing my frustration. Chosen one, you've heard the word, you've felt the fire, and you've stood in the storm. But now you stand in the fulfillment. The frustration that once weighed on your chest like a silent war. It was never meant to destroy you. It was the holy shaking before divine release. It was God's final test before your public triumph. And now, that storm is passing. That season is over. The heavens are announcing what your heart already knew deep down. You were never forsaken. You were being prepared for favor. This is more than a feel-good word. This is a prophetic decree, sealed in the Spirit. God is replacing your frustration with favor. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now this is your moment. This is your turning point. This is the divine shift you've cried for, fasted for, waited for, and walked through fire to reach. Heaven has confirmed it. You are not behind. You are right on time. You are not overlooked. You are handpicked, and you are not forgotten. You are carved into the palm of God's hand. Every tear was counted. Every sleepless night was seen. Every silent surrender was a seed. And now, chosen one, the harvest is ready. The blessing is blooming. The breakthrough is breaking forth, not as a trickle, but as a tidal wave of favor. Receive it. Let the past go. Let the disappointment fall off your shoulders like an old garment. You don't need it anymore. You're being robed in righteousness and crowned with glory. The ashes of your past are being exchanged for beauty. The delay has bowed to divine timing. And what once frustrated you will now work for you. The people who once questioned your calling will now witness your rising. The environments that once resisted you will now make room for you. The very area of your deepest struggle will now become the place of your loudest testimony. This isn't just a moment of hope, it's a supernatural transaction. You are trading bitterness for breakthrough. You are exchanging exhaustion for elevation. You are stepping into what eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, and hearts have not imagined. It's not coming, it's here. So take it, embrace it, claim it in the Spirit. Say with boldness, "This is for me, this is mine." Because God isn't teasing you, He's blessing you. He's proving that your pain had a purpose. He's demonstrating that the fire only refined you. And He's showing the world what He does with the ones who remain faithful in the dark. You are meant for this. You are chosen for this. And your life is about to speak volumes. So walk forward with boldness. Stand tall in your anointing. Let favor flood your speech, your steps, your strategies, your home, your hands. No more shrinking, no more second guessing, no more questioning whether God is for you. He is. He always was. And now, He's showing up on your behalf in a way that will leave no doubt. Comment below, "I receive it," as your declaration of agreement. Seal it in the Spirit. Activate your faith in the atmosphere. Let the words you type echo what your heart already knows. And now, chosen one, lift your eyes. The storm is over. The oil is flowing. The door is open. The season has shifted. The favor has arrived. Your breakthrough is certain. Your miracle is already in motion. Chosen one, it is done. Your miracle begins now.